Anyway, the mirror project, it takes a little bit of work. You have to run wires. I bought an extra camera, and I think it was about $50 for a third camera. There's one here. It comes with a portable camera on a cable, which is the one at the rear license plate. And then I bought another camera to mount on the back end of our trailer. And I have a switch system so that when we're towing, I can switch over to the camera that's on the trailer rather than the camera that's on the license plate of this vehicle. Okay, briefly, let's take a look at this mirror system. So there's a front camera right up here, and then there's that rear camera that's in the center of the license plate. So we're looking through the rear camera currently. You can flip this, and now we're looking through this front camera. The front camera is 4K. The rear camera is 2K. The lighting's not great right now because we're looking west and the sun is starting to go down. But you can see it's pretty good picture either way. And then one more swipe and you have a split screen so you can see forward and back. Now you can give voice commands. Show front camera. Show rear camera. When you say take a picture, it will take a picture. If somebody is behind you and you're tired of looking at bright headlights in your rearview mirror, turn off screen. Okay, the other thing you can do is tilt this image up or down. I have it set to constantly record. If you get into any kind of a fender bender, there's also a sensor built into this mirror. You can have that function turned on. You can set the sensitivity. If you hit a bad bump, what it does is it will take a picture. It will lock that portion of the video. You can adjust the view. Show rear camera. So for example, when I want to connect our little camp trailer, I can go from this higher view to this lower view. And that actually shows the back bumper right here. When we have our receiver plugged into the back end of our truck, you can see that connection point and I can zero right in on it. The truck itself has some camera function as well, which is great. But in some circumstances, this rearview mirror is definitely nicer. You can't see anything at all through our rear window. And of course, when you have the trailer connected, the cameras that are built into the truck, the one looking rear is useless because it's blocked by the trailer. This was a couple $100. I added the mount for this mirror, so it's a complete replacement. You take the old mirror and the old mount off and you install this one. It's very easy to do. There are a lot of options on this mirror that you can mess around with. The click tones, you can turn the time off, you can turn this off. You can make it so that when you're in reverse, you get the backup lines. Let's see here. There we go. So as you back up, that can help guide you in. And then you can adjust those guidelines higher and lower. You can see how the backup camera works compared to what we have here on the truck. Again, it's not a bad system at all. In fact, I really like this. The Pelican view right here is great. This is the difference of the view for the truck versus the backup camera that's on the in the mirror system. You can see it's a nicer picture, and it just for me anyway, it's easier to back up. I'll see how well I can do this looking through a camera, looking through a mirror. There we go. Now I'm getting a little bit of glare. We've lived here for years, so I have, backed up in this route a number of times. So that's how the camera system works. I think it's a real good value. It's definitely, I would recommend this. I would buy it again. It took me, half a day to install things, run the wires, to get the wire from here to the license plate. What I did is remove this cover here. There's an airbag. I made sure that the wires were secured on the back side of that. So the wires run across. They just tuck up underneath here. Then they run down. There's a cover on the outside of the dash that can be removed. Gives you a nice access to the back side of the fuse box down here. And then the camera wire itself went underneath the carpeting, and there's a plug. I simply bored a hole, ran the wire through that. It lays nice and flat, and then the cabling is all on the outside, so it's under the truck. I sealed off the hole with some silicone, and then just ran the wire with my other wiring that I have for my rock lights to the back bumper. The only other thing is another wire that is with that camera wire can be connected to your backup light. When your backup light is energized, then these reverse lines will come up. If you don't want the reverse lines, you can shut them off, or you can just not connect that extra wire to your backup lights. Stay tuned at our Teardrop Camp News channel at YouTube.